Okay, so I'd like to talk about alcohol and one of my experiences recently with drinking. I'm not really a big drinker, I never really have been, but I'd gone out last Saturday and I'd gone out in the afternoon. Done a bit of shopping and I decided to meet up with an ex-girlfriend and I met up with her, and this was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was already tired. I was already feeling quite tired anyway. Even as I was getting the transport to go and see her, I was already feeling a bit tired. But I met her and we had a couple of beers in the pub, which was really nice. Went to her house. We watched a bit of TV. Bought some wine. She was tired. She didn't want to drink, so I had a bit of wine. And then I left her house about 8 o'clock, and then I went back to where I live around here, and then I met up with another friend and I went into my local town centre and went to one pub and had a couple more beers, and then we went to this downstairs nightclub, and I was there till about 3 in the morning, and there was music on and I was having quite a good time, but I was feeling really tired and I just kept having another drink really. So my drink would I'd finish my drink, and then I'd go up to the bar and I'd have another drink, and I had so many drinks by the end of the night. It was ridiculous, but it kind of creeps up on you and you don't always realise. And so I got a taxi home, and it was probably about 3:30 in the morning when I got home, and went to bed. Had a bit of water, thought that might help a bit with the hangover, and when I woke up in the morning, oh my god, I felt terrible, absolutely terrible. I didn't sleep very well, and bear in mind I was already tired anyway before I'd gone out. I was already tired on the Saturday, even at 4 o'clock when I was going out. I was just having one of those days when you're feeling tired and stuff. Probably not a good idea to drink. And then so Sunday, like I say, the next day I woke up with this unbelievable hangover, and I was lying in bed. I was just lying there like this, thinking I need to go downstairs now and get a drink, probably some milk, because drinking milk seems to help when you've got a hangover. I kept thinking to myself, I need to go downstairs, but I couldn't seem to get the energy to go downstairs. I was just lying in bed. I couldn't seem to get any energy, and it was just awful. And then finally I went downstairs, and oh man, it was so bad. And I kept thinking, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to vomit and all this, and I didn't. But the whole of that day, I felt unbelievable. Really, really the worst hangover ever. And obviously I'm somebody who's, if you've watched my other videos, I'm somebody who's manages depression or my moods and stuff, and I felt really, really depressed. I was having really bad thoughts, dark thoughts, and I knew what caused it. I knew it was the alcohol, but it's funny because some people seem to have a very high tolerance to alcohol, and some cultures, even I think it's Chinese people, they've got a very low tolerance. I think it's to do with their genetic makeup, and they can't drink much. But when I was younger, I used to think, it'd be good if I could. I guess there was a slight envy in a way of these guys who could go out all day. They'd go to the pub and they'd meet up with their friends and they'd watch football and they'd have a few beers and they'd be out all day, and it seemed really good. And I've never been like that. I always got too tired, and I just couldn't handle it really. More than sort of 3 or 4 beers. Sometimes I'd have 5 pints and I'd feel pretty rough the next day. But looking back now, I'm actually glad that I'm not one of those people, because alcohol ages you prematurely. It does. It's bad for your kidneys and your heart and your brain function, cognitive, bad for that. And I'm glad I'm not like that. But alcohol is a depressant, but it can actually be really good as well. they call it a social lubricant, alcohol, because it's in social situations, if you meet new people or whatever, it can be quite relaxing. Not that anybody should need to rely on something, you know, but it can help sometimes. There's been times where I've noticed I've gone for a few beers and I felt absolutely fantastic, like a nice summer's day, or if I'm in a good mood to start with. But sometimes it depends what mood you're in to start with. It depends if you're tired and how you're feeling and stuff. But it can you know, I'm not one of these anti drinkers or anything like that. And I know sometimes when people are drinkers or smokers or whatever it is, they become, and then they give it up, they become the opposite, and they become like a preacher. So even religious people, when they become atheists, or if an atheist becomes religious, they become, some people, depending on their personality, they become obsessed with you know, very anti that thing. And alcohol is a problem for people. It's you know, the people do have drink problems. They use alcohol as an escape from their problems. You know, it can start off with some people as a social thing, and then it's very insidious, and they slide gradually into alcoholism, or you know, it can cost them everything. It can cost them their job, their marriage, their health, you know, their everything really. So it's a problem, but for some people, yeah. So it can be depressing. It really can. And I saw that last week. It's not the first time I've done it, but I saw that and I felt unbelievable. You know, just physically sick. I could feel like even for 2 days. You know, Sunday I felt a complete write-off. Sunday was just a complete write-off of a day, and then even the next day, even Monday, I was just feeling really drained. And there you go. And what else have I got to say about alcohol?
Alcohol is wonderful stuff. Honestly, I've had some of the best years of my bloody life with these boys. Oh, they got me through some awful times. The breakup with my wife, the car crash. Honestly, you can't go wrong. The smell of the juniper berry, it's wonderful. Vodka. I like a little Southern Belle as a morning wake-up call. It's good. Bit of rum if I want to feel like a pirate. It's pretty good stuff. Never criticize the alcohol. Honestly, it's good for you. And he said that it ages you. And look at me. I'm 106. 106 years old. This stuff, it keeps you young. I say, have yourself a drink. And I'm gonna show you what you can do if you have half a bottle of one of these. Look what I can do. Watch. Honestly, this is what alcohol can do for you. So much bloody energy. Look, what? Get yourself a bloody drink. What are you doing? Sake, man, ridiculous. I'm 106.
I mean it. I mean it. I mean it.